Hey y'all, Friday Night Live. Hope everyone has had an amazing week. If this is your first live cast with me, I'm Natasha Hazlett, and I help entrepreneurs from around the world get the clarity, confidence, and strategies that they need to boost their income and level of influence in the world without working longer hours. It's Friday night. I'm going to see you all on Facebook tonight. Hey Taurus, what's going on, friend? Long time no see. So, I promised y'all last night, if you've been following my live cast, I was talking about a challenge that I made for one of my clients. And I encourage her. She's in the process of trying to find her voice and see, who is she going to be? Not who is she going to be, but who is she really as a leader and as someone that people would want to follow. And so I challenged her to write out a manifesto, and I also challenged her to do 100 videos. And I told her that, by doing 100 videos, especially Facebook Lives, you're going to find out who you are and what your message is and what resonates with you. Happy Friday, Deborah. So I told her that in addition to writing a manifesto and doing 100 lives, I thought it would be a really great idea for her to come up with some video topics, or to come up with some Facebook Live topics. Hey, Bonnie. Long time no see, friend. So that she would do some Facebook Lives on her manifesto. And because I always love to lead by example for my clients, I said, you know what? I'm gonna pave the way for you, sister. I'm gonna do this as well. And so she's in the process of writing her manifesto. I already have mine written, and I think I said I was going to post it yesterday. Oops, I'm so sorry. Today I have been in a VIP day with our amazingly talented client, Lynn Owens. She's a professor, exceptionally talented, and she's the author of the upcoming book, The Magnetic Leader. And so, so we have been busy with that. So I totally forgot to post my manifesto, so I'm going to post my manifesto for y'all after this live cast. But I said I would take each line of my manifesto, and I wanted to explain and share why did I select each of the lines of my particular manifesto. Because basically, these are my truths. These are my core internal truths. How I operate my life, how I operate my business, and I thought that they all kind of have, I think, some pretty good food for thought, and I thought y'all might get some benefit if I shared them with you. So that's what I'm going to do. So tonight we're going to start with the first line of my manifesto, which is, I am on a mission to transform thousands of lives. So come along for the ride or get out of my way. And, man, you may be thinking, geez, Natasha, that's kind of sassy. Get out of my way? Where'd you come up with that? Why that? So, here's the thing. First of all, it's kind of ironic, if you will, is in between me writing this manifesto and me coming to you live, I would actually do a little bit of an edit number on this manifesto, and I would change it to, I am on a mission to transform millions of lives. So come along for the ride or get out of my way. And that's big. But that's me. And that's what I believe that I'm here for. And the thing is, I didn't realize that was my mission. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. I didn't realize that was my mission when I was born, or when I was 5 years old, or when I was 7 or 14 or 21. It wasn't really until December of 2011 that I realized that I was on a mission to transform thousands of lives. Because, you see, the reason why I came to the world of entrepreneurship was kind of selfish, if I'm being honest. I didn't want to have to answer to anyone else. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to have my own schedule, and I wanted no income ceiling. I wanted to be able to make as much as I wanted to make. I didn't want someone to tell me, this is what you're going to make per year. That sucks. And so that is why I decided to go into the world of entrepreneurship. I wanted the sky to be the limit as far as my income cap. So my mission started off kind of as selfish. But in the process of that, I realized that once I started making money and started getting the opportunity to really flex my leadership muscle, I started realizing the potential to help other people. And once we started making several $1,000s a month from home on the side, I realized, whoa, this thing is kind of viable. Like, this is like a legit deal. And I want to tell more people about it. So I wanted to help some other people that might be interested. But it wasn't until December 17th of 2011 that I got my calling. And I'll save the whole calling story for another day, or you can grab my book, Unstoppable Influence, which will be available in October, to learn the whole story. But basically, I was called to serve thousands of people, and specifically entrepreneurs. And that's my first glimpse of my mission. When this was a good 5 years. I had been in business for 5 years before I realized what my mission was. And my mission had morphed. And then my mission morphed again. It really wasn't thousands. I realized in October of 2016. Is it 2016? Yeah. October 2016, that it was really millions. Millions. It's really intimidating. I mean, believe me, y'all, that intimidates the hell out of me, but that's just, I know that that's what I'm supposed to do. I know it so much that I'm willing to say it live on Facebook and tell you that's what I think I'm supposed to be doing, is to transform millions of lives. And it is, and I realize that now that my journey that I've been through taught me a lot of lessons that can positively impact millions of lives. And so it's my turn to start sharing that. So so that's the mission part. But then it goes on. So come along for the ride and get out of my way. And I'm going to tell you that when you have a mission, not everyone is going to be okay with it. Not everyone's going to support you. Other people are good with the day-to-day grind. And I'm not saying that's not good, that's not bad. It just is. It just is. And so I know that there are people that are not going to be in support of what I'm doing. They're going to think it's weird, or they're going to think it's dumb, or they're going to say, oh, Natasha, you're positive all the time. No, I'm not positive all the time. But I am going to give you better perspectives because I don't choose to live my life in negativity. And I don't choose to surround myself with negative people. And I don't choose to surround myself with petty drama and things that are not going to lift me up and help me live at on a higher vibration, on a higher frequency. And so, this is where I say, so come along for the ride or get out of my way. Like, either you are going to be willing to support me and my mission. This is my, my thought process. Or you're going to try to throw up blocks for me. And y'all, I ain't got time for that crap. Okay? Like, I just don't. Thank you, Deborah. You're so sweet. Love your heart and transparency and courage. Thank you. Thank you. That means so much to me. I really appreciate it. I don't have time for negative folks. I remember it may have been like a couple years ago. I was visiting with someone that I previously really enjoyed spending time with, but they had become really negative. And literally everything that they would talk about was negative. And it was just like, there was like nothing, like nothing, this person had like an amazing life. Like, people would look at them and be like, are you kidding me? You got an amazing life. But yet this person only saw the negative, the negative, the negative. And like, y'all, it sucked out all of my energy. I was exhausted. I like literally could not wait to get out of the situation. And I made that determination when this person wanted to hang out with me some more. Like, I made myself unavailable. And yeah, I might like look like a jerk to that person because I'm not available, but the reality is I gotta clear my sacred space. I have got to clear my sacred space, and I am not gonna let people in that just absolutely drain me. That doesn't mean that I'm not willing to minister to people and help people that are having a rough time. Don't get me wrong. I am all about helping people that are having a difficult time and want and are open to and sticking their hand out and asking for help. That's a totally different thing, and I am there. Even though that does drain me energetically, totally drains me, I am willing to do that. I will always give someone a hand up when they're having a rough time. But when they're content to stew in their juices of negativity, or when they are content to just be negative, and have just nothing positive to say about what we're doing, they are not supportive, they're going to point out all the potential points of failure. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, life throws its own blocks towards you, has plenty of lessons to show me and gift me. I do not have time to surround myself with people that choose to suck out my energy. I love it. Angela says, no energy vampires. And I gotta tell y'all, like, I'm gonna go off on a random tangent. I think, Hoover, you're gonna love this. We're talking about energy. Y'all, let me talk to you about energy. So, I remember back in school, I think it might have been, no, it wasn't in Miss Fran's class. It was, gosh, I forgot her name. My chemistry teacher. What was her name? She was so sweet. Precious little lady. Anyways, everything's made of energy, right? Everything is energy. And we also know that energy is never created or destroyed. It's merely transferred. Yes? Okay. So if everything is energy, then you realize that, like, some people have a ton of negative energy, some people have a ton of positive energy. I realized all of a sudden that I am what people call an empath. I never knew this, right? I discovered this actually in April. I had no clue. I never understood why it was that when I would, like, talk to people, I would really resonate with them at a super deep level. Or, like, when I would go to movies, like, I would totally feel everything. I'd feel all the feels in that moment. I knew, Hoover, that you were going to like this talk. So, I would feel all the feels, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm so tired. Like, I'm after a movie or after a conversation with a particular person, I realize, oh my gosh, I'm an empath. So I'm really, really sensitive to people's energy. And so because of that, because I realized that I'm super sensitive to people's energy fields, I have to protect myself. And I learned some different ways thanks to awesome people like Melissa Walsh and Michelle Gleason and some other people. I learned how to protect my energy field. And let me tell y'all, like, some of y'all are like going, what the is she talking about? Look it up, y'all. I'm going to tell you, I thought it was all like woo-woo weirdo stuff, but like there is something to it, and you can't deny that we're all made of energy. Everything is energy. It's neither created nor destroyed. It is merely transferred. And I was sucking in a lot of people's energies and taking it off, and it was like really wearing me out. And that's where I had this notion that I have to protect myself and my energy field for my own well-being, because when I take on people's negative energy, I am tired, and eventually I'm so tired I start to get grumpy. I end up becoming not a nice person to be around, which really, quite frankly, sucks for my poor husband and my child, right? And so I don't want to be that person. So I have to be very, very careful who I allow in my space, which is why in my manifesto I say to come along for the ride or get out of my way. Like, I am not going to be okay with people coming into my life and serving as roadblocks to me. I don't have time for that. There are plenty of other roadblocks that are going to come, and I'm okay with it when they come. I recognize that these little detours, these massive speed bumps on the road, they serve as lessons, kind of like the new speed bumps they put in our neighborhood. I'm like, oh, are you serious? Like, such a bummer. They're good lessons, and they cause you to slow down. So I'm totally okay with that. But I don't need to actively allow as Hoover calls them, negative energy vampires into my space. So that's why I'm super adamant, and I am putting it out there in the world. You either are in support of me and my mission to positively transform millions of lives, or get out of the way. I'm okay with setting boundaries. That's the other thing that's really important, because some people that are the negative energy vampires, you literally have no choice. You have to be around them. Maybe they're your coworkers. Maybe they're your family members. Maybe they're your in-laws. Maybe they are your your ex-spouse's new spouse. Like, there are people that you just they are in your life for good or for bad. And so you can't just cut them out. So what do? Well, you have to have boundaries. You have to set up those boundaries and say, this is my space, and this is as much as I'm going to allow you to be in, and then you're not allowed to cross this threshold. And that's the way that you're going to protect yourself. I know for me, I've had to set up boundaries. Some of them are like time boundaries. Some of them are actually like distance boundaries, like literally, like we can't be in the same state. And that's okay. That's okay. You have to do what you have to do, but you have to be willing to stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, does this make sense? I mean, some of y'all are tracking with me. I know Melissa is. And I love it. I wish I could read more of these comments. They scroll through so freaking fast. By the way, totally random. I'm so glad that y'all are on Facebook on Friday night. Thanks for hanging with me, y'all, on Friday night on Facebook. I have to respect myself enough to set up the boundaries that I need to set up. I have to respect myself enough to tell people, I'm not going to let you do this to me. I'm not going to let you make me tired and grumpy and sick and an unpleasant person for my close family to be around. I'm not okay with that. And I'm really bold in saying that on my mission statement. Because if you're just joining me, Warner! Hi! Happy Friday! Hey, Liz. So that's what I have. I have it. I'm throwing down the gauntlet here on my mission statement. On my manifesto. I'm letting people know that I'm bold. I am just being me, and that's what I tell my client. On your mission, on your manifesto, be you. Be 100% you. Don't hold back. Don't filter. Just be you, and that's what I've been doing. And that's what I've done on this manifesto, and that is why I'm talking about each one of these things for y'all in my Facebook Live. Like, I want y'all to understand when you see this on my Facebook page, I want you to understand the story because there is depth behind each of these statements. Because I started with like 55 or 60 statements of truths. And I had to whittle them down to like what is like the most essential has to be on this sheet. And I have this on my desk. And it is something that, when I am, not sure, like I'm not sure about something, I pull this out. And I remind myself of my core truths. And so, it doesn't even matter. You don't even have to be in business, by the way, y'all, to have a manifesto. This is a great way to have core values. Maybe you have a family manifesto. I would challenge y'all to consider having a manifesto. And, hey, Margaret, long time no see, friend. So, I would challenge y'all to consider having a family manifesto. Like, what are your core values as a family? This can be something really, really powerful. And I think that, this is something that when our daughter gets older, like I want to have a Hazlett family manifesto, a way that we operate, because I think that as she grows older, it's a great moral compass. Is this in alignment with our family and our family values and how we do things? So anyway, so that is the story behind the very first line of my manifesto, which is I'm on a mission to transform thousands, now millions, of lives. So come along for the ride or get out of my way. So that's what I've got for y'all tonight. Do y'all have any questions? Like, y'all, what do you think? Melissa says she loves that idea. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. Maybe some of y'all will create some family manifestos. I would love to see them. I think it'd be a great thing. I mean, I'm going to tell you that not too long I'm going to be turning this puppy into a canvas for my office. I've also got one that is an Unstoppable Influencer manifesto that will be released in the book, and I believe that one's going to be on canvas too in our office. So it's cool. It was definitely a great exercise that I did. So, do y'all have any questions for me? I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you have any suggestions for a Facebook Live, make sure that you, a topic, something that you want me to address, I'm happy to. All right, Hoover, great question. How did you come up with your manifesto? Like, how did I start it? So, I've always known that I've known for like a little while, like after I saw, actually I think it was the Whole Steam Manifesto. You know that those black wooden signs with the white writing? And there's one that starts with, "This is your life." And then there's like a bunch of other stuff. Like I kind of mini became obsessed with manifestos then. And then I was at an event with Russell Brunson in the spring of this year, and he was challenging people to write manifestos. And so I was like, kind of been wanting to do this for a long time, so I just used that opportunity, that challenge to write a manifesto. I just sat down, and I opened up a Word document, and I wrote, what do I believe? That's it. What do I believe? And, probably now if I was going to redo it, I'd say, what do I know for sure? There's a great book on by Oprah Winfrey. It's called Things I Know for Sure or something like that, and I've really enjoyed it. So, oh my gosh, Emily Bush, it's been eons. Hi. So, I basically, to create my manifesto, I wrote out things that I believed, and like I said, it was about 55 or 60 different things. And some of the stuff was just I don't know how to say it, internal truths. I don't know how to, you know what I'm talking about, Hooper? They just poured out on the page. When I asked the question, which is, what do I believe? I just started writing. And some of the things that came out were quotes that I read and loved. Some of them were experience that I had. You know, a lot of it, though, was just core truths that just came out when I asked the question. So, and I gotta tell you, it took me a while. Like, I mean, I wrote a ton of them out, and then like I let it sit for a few days, and then I like went and I added some more. I mean, I probably added to it for a good couple of weeks, and then I started whittling. I'm like, which ones do I like? If I had to pick a few, like which ones would I pick? Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I kept 21. 21 statements out of like 60. So 2/3 of the things that I believe and the things I know for sure didn't even make the freaking cut. Those weren't even as important as these puppies. So that is how I came up with my manifesto. It was just a process. Then I shipped it off to our graphic designer. She was amazing. Like, I could not believe how quickly she turned it around. I was like, are you kidding me? This is like amazing. But she totally just got my vision, like straight up, and it just made perfect. It just fit it perfectly, and so off I went. Okay. Let's see. What tool or ritual routine have you been using when you are around negative people to protect your energy field so you don't take it on? Oh man, you're making me get into the woo-woo. You are making me get to the woo-woo. Alright. Here we go. Melissa, you're in so much trouble. I feel like this is a rigged question here. This is a total rigged question. Okay, so what do I do to protect my energy field? So first of all, I pray. That's the first thing. I pray. And so I just, and especially when I'm going into situations where I feel like there's a chance of, it's not that it's negative energy, not like bad negative energy, but just like, the potential for, like, a lot of people come to me with their problems. I've had, like, so many people come to me not recently, but in the past year, they're like, I don't know what to do with my life, and I kind of feel like you can help me figure it out. So can you help me figure out what to do with my life? And as you can imagine, those conversations are really hard. They're really hard because there's a lot of emotion behind that. Like, when you feel like you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, typically it's because there's some bad, yucky yucks that have been happening, and so you're feeling stuck. Because if you knew what you were supposed to be doing, you wouldn't be asking me, right? And so you feel kind of stuck and yucky. And so when I am talking with someone, a lot of times their yucky yuckies that they're feeling like end up kind of transferring to me. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, I'm willing to do that. And a lot of times they feel like way better, and I'm like, I feel really heavy, and I don't even know how to explain it. This stuff is so weird. Hey, Starla, how are you doing, friend? I don't even know how to describe it. It just feels heavy. And when I know that I'm going into those circumstances, and a lot of it is in my work, in my business, when I'm working with my clients, like, I'm working with amazing influencers, people that are committed to transforming lives, and they're dealing with challenges in their business. And of course, as their coach and their mentor, I'm going to be there for them, and I'm going to support them, which means I get to get into the yucky yucks with them, which means their yucky yucks transfer onto me. And it makes me feel like heavy and all of that stuff. And so when I know that, now that I know that, y'all, like, I had to tell you, this is a pretty new thing that I have realized, techniques that I've learned probably since April. But first of all, just praying for protection. And I just like imagine myself like just surrounded by the light of God. I guess that's like, just love, just I feel like that is what I do. I just pray that God will just be with me and protect me, and as I'm talking to people, and so that's made a difference for me. Another thing that I just recently learned about, which is amazing, from Mandy Keene, a shout out to Mandy Keene, is that this concept of taking an Epsom salt bath, which I never realized. And first of all, y'all, this is really funny because I don't like to take baths, like sitting and soaking in a bathtub. I ain't got time for that. I'm like way too ADD. Like some women love to put the bubble bath stuff and the candles and the champagne and all that stuff, and the soft music. Yeah, that totally just is not my cup of tea at all. When I go to a spa, I am a nightmare for the people, bless them, that are doing the services, because I am chatting them up the whole time, and I'm sure they're sitting there thinking lady, aren't you here to relax? So I'm very kind of high-strung. But Mandy taught me about this concept, and so did my friend Michelle Gleason. She's amazing. Michelle is awesome. This concept of taking an Epsom salt bath. So I got this Epsom salt stuff. I actually got the kind that I love now is this Dr. Teal's Himalayan salt bath. It's got a yummy citrusy flavor as well. And it's awesome. And I don't know how this stuff works. And you have to understand, in all of this sphere of talk about energy and all of that stuff, I don't get how it all works, okay? I don't. I don't understand why when I'm talking to people that stuff feels heavy. I don't really understand all of it. And what I came to